Forrester mansion was alive with the usual glamour of the upper echelon of Los Angeles society. The extravagant decor of the mansion glittered in the golden hues of the evening, and the sound of clinking glasses and laughter echoed through the halls. A celebration was in full swing, with the creme de la creme of the fashion world in attendance. Yet beneath the surface of the event, a dangerous game was being played, one that would change the lives of the Forrester and Spencer families forever. Luna Nozawa, the woman whose presence had already caused ripples of tension and confusion, had her own agenda that night. Luna, whose life had been filled with misfortune and manipulation, had seen her chances of redemption slipping away with every failed attempt to find a place in the Forrester world. But now, in the midst of the opulence and the revelry, she saw an opportunity to take control, an opportunity she had long dreamed of. The chaos of the evening was the perfect backdrop for Luna's plans to unfold. She had been lurking in the background for months, playing the role of the quiet observer, waiting for the right moment to strike. She had no interest in the superficial niceties of the high society gathering. What mattered to her was what she could gain, what she could manipulate. And tonight, she had a plan that could change everything. While the guests mingled, enjoying their drinks and engaging in their conversations, Luna made her way toward the bar. Her fingers trembled slightly as she approached the bartender, who was busy preparing the signature cocktails for the evening. Luna had learned the art of subtlety, of being unseen and unnoticed when it mattered. She knew the bartender wouldn't question her presence or her request. She had done this before. Luna leaned in, speaking in a low, almost inaudible voice, asking for a special ingredient to be added to one of the cocktails being prepared for Brooke Logan. It was a dangerous move, one that required precision, and Luna knew it could have catastrophic consequences if it went wrong. But she didn't care. She needed Brooke out of the way. Brooke, the woman who had everything Luna envied, beauty, wealth, and influence, was an obstacle Luna was prepared to eliminate, and this cocktail would be her weapon. The bartender, not knowing who Luna really was or what she was planning, added the toxic substance she had asked for, unaware of its potency. The drink was ready, and it was time for Luna to make her move. Luna's heart raced as she carefully made her way toward Brooke, who was chatting with friends near the grand staircase. The conversation around her was loud and animated, but Luna remained focused, her eyes locked on her target. She walked up to Brooke with a pleasant smile, pretending to be just another guest enjoying the party. "Brooke, darling, would you like another drink?" Luna asked sweetly, holding out the glass she had prepared. Brooke, always gracious and unaware of the danger, accepted the drink without hesitation. She took a sip, and that's when the nightmare began. Within minutes, Brooke's body began to react violently to the toxic substance in her system. Her vision blurred, her head spun, and her breath became shallow. She stumbled, clutching at her chest as the poison coursed through her veins. The scene that had once been full of life and laughter quickly descended into chaos. Guests screamed in horror as Brooke collapsed to the floor. The once celebratory atmosphere turned into a frantic scene of confusion and panic. People rushed to her side, but there was nothing they could do. Brooke's body, overwhelmed by the poison, began to shut down. Luna, standing at the edge of the room, watched the chaos unfold with a cold, calculating gaze. She had planned it all carefully, the timing, the place, the method. As the paramedics arrived and tried to resuscitate Brooke, Luna knew that the end was near. It wasn't long before the devastating news was delivered. Brooke Logan, beloved matriarch of the Forrester family, had passed away. Her sudden death sent shockwaves through the entire mansion. The news spread quickly, and the atmosphere shifted from celebration to grief. The Spencer and Forrester families were left reeling, unable to process the loss of a woman who had been at the center of their lives for so long. But for Luna, the death of Brooke Logan was just the beginning. She saw this tragedy as an opening, a way to gain what she had long desired: control over Will Spencer's child. Luna knew that Brooke's death would create a power vacuum, one that she could exploit. The chaos left in the wake of Brooke's passing was the perfect time for her to make her move. As the family mourned, Luna slipped into the Spencer family's inner circle, acting as a sympathetic figure, someone who understood their grief and who was there to offer support. But behind her soft words and caring gestures, Luna was working on a plan to secure custody of Will's child. She knew that with Brooke gone, Will's family would be vulnerable, and she could use that vulnerability to her advantage. Luna wasn't interested in being a mother to Will's child out of love or a genuine desire to raise the child. She wanted power, and this child was her key to it. Luna had no illusions about her own morality. She had manipulated and deceived others for years, and now she would do whatever it took to ensure that she got what she wanted. As the days passed, Luna began to take advantage of the Spencer family's grief. She offered to help with the arrangements for Brooke's funeral, positioning herself as a caring friend who could be trusted. She spent time with Will, consoling him in his sorrow and offering support, all while subtly planting the idea that she should be the one to raise his child. She knew that the child, as Will's only heir, would be a valuable asset in securing her place within the Spencer family. Luna used every opportunity to manipulate Will, appealing to his emotions, using his grief to twist his thoughts and make him believe that she was the one who could provide stability for his child. She played on his guilt over Brooke's death, making him feel that the family needed a strong, new matriarch to step in and take control. But Will, despite his grief, was not entirely blind. He could sense Luna's ulterior motives, though he was hesitant to confront them. His heart was torn between his memories of Brooke and the new reality that was being presented to him. Luna's persistence made it harder for him to resist her suggestions. But deep down, he knew that she wasn't the woman he needed in his life. Luna's plans seemed to be working, but as the tension grew, so did the sense of unease among the Spencer and Forrester families. The suddenness of Brooke's death, the way Luna had been able to manipulate the situation, and her increasingly bold attempts to insert herself into the Spencer family's life raised questions. There were those who began to suspect that Brooke's death wasn't an accident, that something more sinister had happened that night at the Forrester mansion. As the investigation into Brooke's death began, the Spencer and Forrester families found themselves questioning not only Luna's role in the tragedy, but also her motives. Was she really just a grieving friend, or was there something darker lurking beneath the surface? The truth about Brooke's death would eventually come to light, and Luna's web of deception would begin to unravel. As the truth was revealed, Luna would face the consequences of her actions. The question was, how far would she go to secure what she believed was rightfully hers? And what price would she pay for the dangerous game she had played with the lives of those around her? The tragic events at Forrester Mansion were only the beginning of Luna's descent into darkness. The struggle for power, love, and control would lead to more shocking revelations, and the lives of those involved would never be the same. As Luna's true intentions came to light, the drama would reach new heights, and the consequences of her actions would ripple through the lives of everyone in Los Angeles. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, secrets and lies have long been a staple of the drama that unfolds with each episode. But the latest revelation about Lee Finnegan and Luna Nozawa is perhaps one of the most shocking twists yet. Lee, a woman who has always prided herself on maintaining control and composure, now finds herself caught in the web of a dangerous situation that threatens not only her career but her relationship with her own son, Finn. The truth about Luna's survival and her involvement with Will Spencer is just the beginning of a series of confrontations and revelations that will change the course of many lives. The story begins with Lee's confession to Finn. Luna, the woman whose life she had supposedly saved, is not dead. For weeks, Lee had kept Luna's recovery a secret, telling Finn and the rest of the world that Luna had died after the difficult and dangerous procedure to stabilize her. But Finn's world would come crashing down when he discovered the truth. That Luna was not only alive but was also carrying Will Spencer's child. This revelation would send shockwaves through Finn, who had always believed that Luna was a threat to his family and to his wife, Steffi. The tension between Finn and his mother, Lee, becomes palpable as the truth begins to unravel, and Finn is forced to confront the difficult decisions his mother has made. As Lee explains to Finn, she had taken a dangerous risk by saving Luna. After all, Luna had been involved in several violent incidents, including attempting to kill Steffi more than once. Lee argues that saving Luna was an act of compassion and that Luna deserved a chance at life. Despite her troubled past, however, Finn's reaction is far from forgiving. He believes that Luna's death would have been a far better outcome for everyone involved, especially Steffi. He reminds his mother that Luna had attempted to murder Steffi multiple times and that there was no guarantee Luna would not come after her again. Finn's frustration grows as he tries to understand why Lee would take such a reckless step. For Steffi, the fear of Luna's return is more than just a distant worry. Steffi has been living with the constant fear that Luna would come after her again, and this fear has consumed her life. Steffi even admits that she is more terrified of Luna than she is of Sheila Sharp, a woman who has terrorized her family in the past. Steffi's anxiety is rooted in the belief that Luna, if given the chance, could kill her. Steffi had believed that Luna was dead, and in her mind, that meant she was safe. But now, as Finn learns that Luna is alive and well in Los Angeles, Steffi's worst nightmare is about to come true. She has no idea that Luna is still out there, and Finn knows that he must act quickly to ensure Luna is locked away before Steffi returns home. Lee's decision to bring Luna home is a dangerous one. By doing so, she is not only defying the law but also placing herself in grave legal jeopardy. Lee has essentially falsified Luna's death, and in doing so, she has aided a fugitive. Luna's violent past, including the shooting incidents and the fact that she had been shot herself, adds to the gravity of the situation. Lee's decision to harbor Luna and give her a second chance at life could result in severe consequences, including criminal charges. Moreover, the fact that Luna is now carrying Will's child only complicates matters further. Lee must grapple with the moral and ethical dilemma of whether she made the right choice in saving Luna or if she has made a terrible mistake that could cost her everything. The situation only grows more complicated when Will Spencer, the father of Luna's child, makes it clear that he wants nothing to do with her. Will's reluctance to be involved with Luna or the child she carries is understandable. Will has his own life and family to consider, and he has no desire to complicate things further by being tied to Luna in any way. He would prefer that his parents take responsibility for the child, and he is more than willing to distance himself from Luna entirely. This leaves Lee in an even more difficult position. She had hoped to help Luna rebuild her life, but Luna's ambitions for wealth and an easy life seem to be driving her in a different direction. Lee finds herself questioning whether she has made a terrible mistake in rescuing Luna and bringing her into her home. Lee's actions are not without precedent. In the past, she had made similarly questionable decisions, such as when Finn was nearly killed after being shot by Sheila. Lee has a tendency to act impulsively, driven by a sense of responsibility to protect her family. But these actions have consequences. Lee's career at the hospital is now at risk, as her involvement in helping a fugitive could lead to her being fired. If her actions are discovered, she could lose everything: her job, her reputation, and the trust of her family. Lee's future at the hospital is now uncertain, and she must confront the possibility that her actions have put everything she has worked for in jeopardy. As Lee faces the potential loss of her career, she is also forced to deal with the emotional fallout of her decision to save Luna. The guilt of knowing that Luna is alive and well, living in her home while carrying Will's child, is overwhelming. Lee cannot shake the feeling that she has made a grave mistake. She must now live with the knowledge that Luna's presence could ruin her family and destroy everything she has worked for. How can Lee move forward, knowing that she has put her family in such a precarious situation? How can she reconcile her desire to do good with the reality of the consequences her actions have caused? The tension between Lee and Finn escalates as the truth about Luna's survival and pregnancy becomes clear. Finn is furious with his mother for making such a reckless decision, and he wants answers. What was Lee thinking when she decided to save Luna, knowing the danger she posed to Steffi and their family? Finn struggles to understand how his mother could risk so much to protect someone like Luna, someone who had shown nothing but malice toward his wife and family. Lee tries to defend her actions, but Finn is unconvinced. He cannot fathom why his mother would take such a drastic step, and he is angry that she has dragged him into this mess. Lee, on the other hand, is torn between her desire to protect Luna and her loyalty to her family. She knows that Luna's presence in her life is a dangerous thing, but she also believes that Luna deserves a chance at redemption. However, as the situation continues to spiral out of control, Lee begins to wonder if she has made a terrible mistake. She must now confront the consequences of her actions and face the reality that her decision to save Luna could destroy everything she holds dear. As the drama unfolds, the stakes continue to rise. Steffi remains unaware that Luna is still alive, and the threat of Luna's return looms over her. Finn is caught in the middle, torn between his loyalty to his family and his desire to protect his mother. Lee must navigate the complex web of lies and secrets she has created, all while trying to protect Luna and her own family. The truth about Luna's survival is a ticking time bomb, and it's only a matter of time before the world finds out. How will Lee and Finn navigate this treacherous situation? Will Lee lose everything she has worked for? And will Luna's presence in Los Angeles spell the end of Steffi's peace of mind? As the secrets unravel and the stakes grow higher, the drama of the bold and the beautiful reaches new heights.